Brilliance Audio.
The Union by Leah Vernon. Performed by Alaska Jackson, Cece Aisha Johnson, and Kirby Hayborn. My daily duties consisted of sanitizing the academy, wherever it was needed, and sometimes the archives. I was particularly interested in the physical books in the ancient section because lower residents could never access texts through the net without an alert, followed by the usual severe punishment. I swept the duster across each binding, one by one. I had become familiar with these titles. I was one of the few lower residents who could read. On the outskirts, Mama Sia had educated me, taught me how to survive when Ma was taken away from me. I was lucky to have semi-escaped from the complete reconditioning of lower resident adolescence. Syllables were strange and forbidden signs to most of them. To me, they meant freedom. Knowledge was better than a full stomach, and my key to escape. I had been free once, just for a little while until we were recaptured, and I planned on being free again. Every day since, I had dedicated myself to figuring out how to pay my debts, buy my freedom, and never turn back. I even resorted to dealing glitter and dancing for an underground drug lord named Silver to speed up the process. When my debts were paid, he'd release me, give me the information I needed to flee the region. I didn't have much longer to peddle the remaining goods. I understood criminals and never placed my trust in men, so I knew there was a chance that he was just stringing me along. I needed a backup plan, so I snuck and read texts, looking for that very information he held over my head. Thousands of days might have seemed like enough time to commit to the cause, but in reality, I had only moments to research before people came trudging along, a surveillance camera panned to the left, or I was beckoned to another monotonous custodial task by the archivist. No helpful information had turned up yet about any gaps in the border that led out into the northern region, the one no one seemed to know much about. I was starting to think a real way out was a myth. Back to the task at hand. Farther along the shelf, I noticed a text that I hadn't seen before. I had already taken a chance reading right before afternoon nourishment. Could I spare another few minutes? I had been doing it for so long, and besides, pupils hardly ever visited the ancient book sections. Data in bindings was obsolete. How was I supposed to know that I'd get caught? Placed within a sea of others in gold print was a hardback titled Maps and Sectors. Someone had to have requested it. I had to read it. Time was running out. The archivist was a creature of habit. She was preoccupied with her usual duties. I looked to the right, then to the left, and at the monitor at the end of the row. A green light. A disturbance-free area. I dusted the shelf once more. My heart banged against my chest as I anticipated learning the information that I needed.